hello. So, the show will be getting started really, really soon. So, if you are in the chat room, make sure you share this. Share this on your social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. I don't know. Hell, is Pinterest still even a thing? Please go do that. It's been a while, and I apologize that I have not done a live stream in a while. But make sure you let people know. Tell them I'm a little bit early, but give me a few seconds, and I will be right. Nedley fucking Mandingo. What's up, my friend? I got 5 people in here right now. You know what? Screw it. Give me like 30 seconds, and I will be right back. Sorry, I had to grab my water. All right. Hey, guys. So, like I said before I went to go grab my water, I just wanted to apologize for not doing a live stream in a while. Yep, Tud's in the Hobo Clubhouse. Yes, Ian, thank you for joining me. Guys, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update, but I also want to keep this a fun show. I really, really do. What up, Bluegill McGillicuddy, Jason Martin, Yo Yo Yo, McDave, 1407. All right, so this has been maybe some of the hardest 2 weeks that I've gone through in quite a while. And if I look like a mess, it is because it is officially summer in Florida now. As you can tell, I'm very shiny because it is very humid. There is not much wind at all today. The bugs are absolutely horrible. I don't know. What do you guys think of the facial hair? Let me see. I really, I grow the worst facial hair in the world. But I went to my, well, I wouldn't say good friend, but somebody that I'm acquainted with through social media, Amanda Bellinger. She has she is a 3rd generation barber. And I actually got a straight razor done, and she wanted to keep the facial hair. So I need to go again and let her shape it up, because when it's shaped up, it actually looks a lot better. But the one thing I've noticed, I'm getting gray. I'm getting gray in the facial hair. I don't have much facial hair, or I mean gray, on my head. I don't think that I'll ever go bald. Nobody on either side of my families, like my mom's side, all the men had full head of hair. My dad's side, everybody had a full head of hair. So I don't think that I will ever go bald, but I really cannot grow facial hair. And my dad always told me this, and I never believed him, but it is true. If you look at a lot of men that are really, really hairy, got a lot of body hair, a lot of facial hair, they usually tend to go bald. And the more and more that I look at that, yes, I think there might be something to that. There really, really could be something to that. So I had that done. But let me get back in to give you guys a little bit of a recap. My dad went into the hospital about 2 weeks ago, and it was for some internal bleeding that he was having. And that is, they were able to get that taken care of. They were able to get that taken care of. And then he was having problems with his kidneys, but it's the mental thing, man. It is so tough. No one cares about facial hair. Yeah, well, you know what? I might get rid of it. You know what? I've been so busy. I've just been this has been one of the most trying times in my life when it comes to my sobriety since I haven't been drinking. And trust me, this is the closest that I have ever been in a really, really long time. What up, Mr. Mercedes? How are you? For your dad, your pops, one of your parents not to be able to recognize you is really, really I gave you a scoop and you passed on it. What, Mr. Mercedes? What is the scoop? Because I've been really, really busy. So if you sent me something and I missed it, I do apologize. Why are you not on the Roger Stone story? Well, you know what? As soon as I get done with this, you know what? Want to give me the little cliff notes about Roger Stone? Because if I'm being honest, I've never really been the biggest fan of Roger Stone, but I mean, I don't know. You really can't. Man, the bugs are bad in here. You really can't trust any of these people that are associated with politicians and stuff. So they're all pretty shady. They tried to kill Roger Stone. Well, do we know who tried to kill Roger Stone? I mean, say what you want. The guy is a brilliant mind when it comes to politics. Say what you want. I mean, the guy has worked with how many different presidents through his career? I mean, I don't know. I try to stay out of politics because you alienate your audience no matter what. You really, really do. But I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it, and it'll be something that I might talk about. But back to what I was saying is, we got some good news about my dad. His kidneys are getting better. Now, I'm not going to be one of those people because I don't want to get kicked off of Twitter. I don't want to get kicked off of any of my social media by saying this. But we ended up getting him a new doctor because the original doctor had no clue. Had no clue what the hell was going on. But then we ended up getting a new doctor to start seeing him. And this new doctor has already treated two people that had gotten the second Moderna shot. Now, I'm not saying this is what it is, but the doctor is telling us that it's the same symptoms and everything. But the only thing is that the other people that he treated were able to kick out of it like 5 or 6 days. But we're going on 2 weeks now when it comes to what's going on with my dad. And there are times where, okay, it's something called Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire was able to help out. He was able to give me some great information. He said getting a new doctor was the best route to go. And Dr. Dan has helped me out tremendously. I just don't want to keep bothering him. I really, really don't. I just want my dad to get better. That's it. I really, really do. It was great to get the good news that his kidneys are doing better. But I was very, very apprehensive about this whole thing. These vaccines, it usually takes a couple of years before they get these vaccines out, and it just seemed like it was rushed. My dad really, really wanted this vaccine. He kept saying every single day, get me booked. I want the vaccine. I want the vaccine. I want the vaccine. And I got it for him. I was able to hook him up. I was able to get it scheduled. I was able to take him. But you also got to understand is that my dad has diabetes. He's had diabetes for probably about 20 years now and has done some really, really good stuff with it. Like he's been able to control it. But okay, so drones. Now they're trying to kill Roger Stone with drones. Man, these are some crazy friggin' times we are living in right now. It really, really is. None of this stuff would it shock me in the least at all. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I've never been the conspiracy theory type guy. I some of these conspiracy theories do make sense. They do. But some of them are just so outrageous, like Pizzagate. What up, T Bone? T Bone, thank you for joining me tonight. See, but that's the thing about it, Mr. Mercedes. You gotta be careful now. You gotta cover your own ass. You gotta worry about all this cancel culture bullshit that we're all going through right now. Do you know that I actually got shadow banned, like just talking about COVID? All right, Mr. Mercedes, email it to me, Tuddle@gmail.com, and I would love to see it. And if I think it's convincing, hell, I'll talk about it all goddamn day long. I will. I have no problem talking about it. I listen. I one of my biggest dreams would be to be a I would love to be a field reporter. I would love to be able, because you guys know that I am not scared one bit at all to ask the questions. That's the thing about a lot of these reporters now, is that they do not ask follow-up questions at all. Now, could I be like, if I tried to get to the bottom of the story, would I get a drone bomb dropped on me? Yeah, very well could be. It could happen. But at this point, okay, Mr. Mercedes, I'm sorry. I'm kind of dealing with a lot of stuff going on right now. So I will check my Instagram as soon as I get off of this live stream, and I will check it out. Nelly Mandingo, I live in Florida. There was no drone attack, anyways. Well, look, I'll look into it. I really, really will. Okay, Mr. Mercedes, I get it. Thank you. I promise you I will look into the story. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, you know, I've been trying to stay busy. I have been dealing with the worst depression the last couple of weeks, especially the last couple of days. I have done nothing but sleep. I don't even want to get out of bed. It is just, it takes every single bit of energy for me to be able to get motivated, to be able to get up and do stuff. And it really, really has. And I apologize to you guys that I haven't been doing the live stream. I got to thank Sirach. He is the host of the weekly review. If you want to check that out, just search Sirach, Serak, the weekly review. And he actually joined me every single day this week on the show. Because I don't think a lot of you guys realize, and I know a lot of you guys do a lot of physical labor jobs. I've done it. I've been there. But when you're going through a rough time, a rough patch, to be able to do a radio show by yourself every single day, well, not even a radio show, a podcast, it's really, really difficult. And I got to thank Sirach for joining me. Yeah, I do agree. No, I don't want to say I agree, but I want to thank Sirach for joining me and being a co-host this week. I had some great guests on. Oh, also, the other thing that has been very, very difficult is my my producer. All right, Mr. Mercedes. FTE here. Jason Martin. FTE. I respect the truckers more than anything. I really, really do. They don't get enough credit. I wish there was some moderators in here. Mr. Mercedes, just keep talking. I'm just gonna ignore you now. I get it. I really do. I told you that I will look into it, and you are just fucking just. You're Gary Coxing me. You are so Gary Coxing me right now. And if you're a Bubba fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say you're Gary Coxing me. You really, really are. So I've lost my train of thought now because Mr. Mercedes is Gary Coxing me so bad that I can't even think of. All right, so all right, let's do this. Thank you, David Hernandez. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why. Oh, I know where I was at. My producer Vulture, and I'm not complaining. My producer Vulture has helped me out tremendously and has been able to take care of all the behind the scenes stuff for me. He really has. And he is in the military and he's been away for a month. And I've not had that guy, that rock, that has been able to take care of all the behind the scenes stuff to help me out. And I'm not complaining. And I'm not going to bother him because guess what? He is out there. He is serving our military. He is serving our country. And I'm not going to bother him. I've been able to take care and handle business the best that I can, even with all of the bullshit that I'm going through right now. And there's also been a lot of things that have happened behind the scenes that I really, really don't want to get into. You know, I have had some of the worst luck when it comes to meeting people. God, I am shiny as hell, and this is what the Florida humidity does to you. But, you know, it's given me perspective on the things that are important, the things that you need to appreciate. But it's not been easy at all. It really, really hasn't. I'm telling you, I have just in the worst way want to just get fucked up. I want to self-medicate. I just want to get shit-faced. And I haven't. I have not done that. Because, you know, as bad as things are, I can take pride in my sobriety. Now, I will admit, I have been smoking some weed and stuff like that, but I really don't even, like, and that's the other thing. People want to give me a hard time and say that I am not, like, sober. I'm not really, really sober because I am still smoking weed. But I don't see it that way. I really, really don't. It's better than all the pharmaceuticals that people have wanted to put me on. All of the psychotropic, mood stabilizing drugs that I was on. It really, really has. And this is the first time in a really, really long time that I have actually had to, like, feel things for the first time. I've actually had to deal with my feelings. I've had to suck it up. I really, really have. Yes, weed is a natural medicine, brother. I agree, brother. So, but people always want to, like, chop you down. They always want to make you feel like crap. Dude, it is. McDave, it has been difficult as hell. And there's a lot of other drugs and stuff that, you know, the way that my mind works, I read a great quote. Your mind is not your friend. Your mind is not your friend. It is not your friend. It always wants to put doubt in your head, in your body. It always wants you to doubt yourself. And your mind wants to take the easy way out. Your mind wants you to go the easy route. It doesn't want you to feel that pain, and that's why a lot of people self-medicate. And listen, I'm not making excuses. There are a lot of people that make it through life every single fucking day that don't self-medicate. They just deal with it. They deal with it. You know, one of the things that I'm worried about that I've been worried about is that, you know, I feel almost kind of like a sociopath almost because I really have not cried yet. I've not like had a good cry in a really really long time, and I just feel like it's building and building and building like a volcano, and I'm scared and afraid that when it finally does release, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for me at all. And I know a lot of you guys didn't want to get in here and listen to me bitch and complain, but I'm just trying to be real. Do any songs make you cry? Okay, here, perfect example of a song that kind of made me tear up the other day, but it really didn't make me cry. My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade was it came up on my rotation on my my iTunes playlist. And I don't know if a lot of you guys like really have listened to that song. And I wanted to talk about this at the beginning. If you got headphones on when you listen to the song by My Chemical Romance, Black Parade, there is a ticking clock in the background. It's very very faint, but if you have headphones in, you you can definitely hear it. Now I got Mr. Mercedes like blowing up my Instagram DM that's showing up on my phone. Jesus Christ Almighty. Dude, I promise you, Mr. Mercedes, I will check it out as soon as I get done with that. But the song Black Parade, that kind of hit me because, you know, I forget the exact, and I know I'm going to screw it up. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see the marching band. Yeah, it's it's about how finite time is in our life. And I don't know, that song kind of hit me a little bit in the feelings. Yeah, it did. So you asked one of the songs. Um I tell you what I've been trying to do is, my father only gets two visitors a day, with the COVID going on. And my uncle has been coming into town, my dad's brother. And then my mom, you got to realize this. My mom and dad have been married for 47 years. And that one spot is always going to go to my mom. Now, if my uncle wants to come in and see his brother, then yes, that goes to him. So on those days, I try to get out, I try to stay busy. And I took my friend Addie to DeLeon Springs. DeLeon Springs is the city that I grew up in, and they have a springs there. They got a spring there. DeLeon Springs. Well, I mean, the whole city is basically named after the springs there. It's called Ponce de Leon Springs. You know, Ponce de Leon, when he came here, he was in search of the Fountain of Youth. And we ended up going there, and it was a little weird being in De Leon Springs for the first time in, goddamn, a couple of years. And it brought back a lot of memories. I went to the baseball field that we played at all the time. Then we went to the Springs. What's up, David Rivera? We went to the Springs. Now, I know this is going to sound really, really, really weird, or just it's going to make me sound like a hippie or whatever, but they have a nature trail there. And a lot of people don't know this, is that De Leon Springs actually had a lot of stuff. They actually had an island that was called Monkey Island. I know, make your jokes there, people. But they did. They had monkeys on an island there that you could actually go and you could see. I don't know if they were macaques or whatever they are. But one of my favorite things, and I cannot believe that the tree is still there, it's old Methuselah. Now, it's kind of weird that in De Leon Springs that the oldest tree there, and it's over 500 years old. It's a bald cypress tree, but it's called Old Methuselah. Methuselah, like Meth, meth, which we got a lot of that here in Volusia County. But it was just cool to see that tree because back in the day, they would log all of these bald cypress trees, and the tree is over 500 years old. And I don't know, I don't know if it was, and I don't want to sound like some hippie or some person, but it was just cool to just sit there. It was quiet. It was just nice to be able to spend time with my friend, and just look at this tree that had been there for a while. And the funny thing is talking about meth, one of the oldest trees in Florida, I think they called it Old Sentinel, that is in the Orlando area, got burned up because some meth head woman thought it would be a good idea to smoke methamphetamines because this cypress tree was so old it kind of got hollowed out in the middle, and she smoked meth inside this. I think Old Sentinel was like over 1,000 years old, and she burned up the tree. She burned Old Sentinel down to the to ashes. And I'm just trying to wonder what type of meth, what type of torch she was using to be able to set a 1,000-year-old bald cypress tree on fire. And she got like 30 years for that. Yeah, my friend was with her. So I don't know. I don't think we take a second. You know, everybody. Look, I am guilty of it. We all spend way too much time on technology. Oh yes. Well, I'm still there. I kind of fell behind when it came to the hours that I need to be able to get super chat for the YouTube channel. But if you guys would like to donate, you could easily do that. PayPal.me/Tuddle on the radio. That's PayPal.me/Tuddle on the radio. Any amount of money would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Even if it's $1, I write every single person back. Nelly Mandingo will attest to it. I write every single person back that actually takes the time to donate some money. Look at that. Look, that is a mosquito I just killed that had been sucking blood off the back of my neck. And I'm inside a screened in clubhouse right now. It's going to be a bad summer in Florida. It always is when we get one of these days when there's not a lot of wind. But back to what I was saying is that just get out and enjoy nature. What Buzzard Bob? What Buzzard buddy? Hey, but I gotta say this. say what you want. I got to say this about Buzzer Bob. You know, me and him have not agreed on a lot of things, but he maybe like one of the kindest things, like he called it didn't call, but he messaged me on Facebook to, you know, check on my dad and stuff, and that meant a lot, Buzzer Bob. Like, you are a really really good guy, even though we don't agree on some things politically or religiously or whatever. But I gotta thank you, Buzzer Bob. Thank you for doing that. That really really meant a lot to me. That even though we've had our disagreements, that you would take the time to message me and say hello. Oh, Matt Casper, $20 coming in on the PayPal. Thank you. I really really appreciate that. I don't know if he wanted me to give out his last name, but Matt, thank you. But what I'm saying though is get out there. If you go to my Instagram page, instagram.com/Tuddle, um, I got out and just enjoyed some wildlife. Okay, well I didn't. I'm sorry if I said your last name there. But like if you go on my Instagram page, I took one of my favorite pictures of all time. And it was one of those situations where it was right place, right time of these pelicans that because I was out on one of these piers and there were two pelicans that were already posted up on the pier, and then one was coming in and his wings were like just way out there. They were just like flapping, and it came out so well. And then there was another picture. Well, two other things. There was a picture I came across a tortoise. Now, I don't know if you guys realize this. A lot of the snowbirds, the northerner people that come down here for the wintertime, they will see these tortoise. Well, for one thing, you're not even supposed to touch them. They are highly, highly protected here in the state of Florida. But these dumbass Yankees, these Northerners, will automatically get a tortoise and be like, "Oh my God, wait, let's take him to water. Let's take this tortoise to water." And they will throw the tortoise in the water. And guess what you just did? You killed that tortoise because guess what? Tortoises cannot swim. Thank you, Buzzer Bob. It blows my mind every single time, but I got a cool picture of a tortoise. And then the other night, I was hanging out with my other friend, Teresa, and we were out and about. And I don't know if I've not been paying attention to it or not, but the lightning bugs. I know that it sounds so simple, but doesn't just lightning bugs bring you back to your childhood? Because I remember like going up and visiting my grandmother in Gainesville on my dad's side and catching lightning bugs, but they were all over the place. They were all over the place. And while we were out there, I was doing some of my astrophotography that I've been trying to do, and Nedley, you're killing me, but I needed these laughs. I do need the laughs. And you know what? I need to make a better effort at doing these live streams because it gives me an opportunity to be able to just sit and laugh and have a conversation with the supporters, the people that actually support and love the content that I'm doing. Because I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. And I felt bad, but I just needed a little bit of a break. But I'm going to get back on it. I really, really am. Because guess what? My dad would not want me to be depressed right now. He would want me to, steal the British term, keep calm and carry on. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really have not shown a lot of emotions, because I got to be strong for my mom. I got to be strong for my dad. I know a lot of you guys think that I'm a mooch or whatever, but I'm not. Back to Vulture. Vulture does a bunch of other work that I'm working as a side job, and I'm doing a really really good job at it, and it's paying me on the side. So I'm making money off of my sponsorships, which those are kind of down to zero. Yeah. Robert, what up, Cornelius or Cornelian Orleans? How you been, buddy? I'm sorry that I haven't been around, but I hope you're well. Um, but no, I've been trying to get out. Oh, I did see a big ass fight today. Um, you guys have seen the river that I live by. It's the Indian River. It's the Intercoastal. And by the way, I'm not trying to like. If you're in here right now, give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button, because it does help out with the algorithms. Like, hit the little like button. And if you're new to the Tuddle Daily Podcast live stream, make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell button, because when you hit that bell button, you're going to get alerted to anytime I go live or upload any new content. And a lot of the God damn it, Ray B, you guys give me the thumbs up emoji. That does me no good. But back to what I was saying is, the channel is very, very narrow here in front of the Hobo Fish Camp. And a lot of people, you are not supposed to be. I know you did, Ray B. You are not supposed to be anchored inside the channel. And this big ass yacht comes by. And, well, Cornelian Orleans, I don't know what type. See, a lot of you guys don't know this, is that even though if you do hit that bell button, or you have to have your notifications turned on your phones, because a lot of people don't like getting the notifications on their phone. So that might be one of the reasons why you're not getting the notifications. But this big ass yacht comes by. If you go on my YouTube channel, which you're on right now, you'll see that barge that I filmed about a week and a half ago that came by, and all the shrimpers were out in the channel. They got to move. They got to move. What up, Iggy T? But this guy, he had already hooked on to a big ass red, and he wasn't moving out of the channel. So this guy had to slow down. He had to, like, Barry Sanders, like, do a little, like, hip turn to get around that guy. But then there was a pontoon boat just a little bit further down, and the guy had to hit on the, not afterburners, but he had to throw the boat in reverse because he almost hit that one. And they were yelling, they were motherfucking each other the whole time. Like, the one guy was like, oh, people are parked in the well, for one, you're legally not supposed to be anchored in the channel. And they were just like fucking just I got a video of it, and I need to edit it and put it up there, but they were screaming and yelling at each other, and I thought he was going to just cream the other pontoon boat. But it is true. People don't realize that these big ass boats in a small ass channel cannot just stop on a dime like that. They don't. I mean, people just need to learn the rules of the water here in the state of Florida. But yeah, the pontoon boat one. The other video that I wanted to talk about was, did you guys see the video that I did last Sunday? Last Sunday, I spent all day in Tampa. I brought my friend Addie over to meet Colton and Richie, who are two of my good friends over in Tampa. And then we went to this like food truck expo, like seminar type thing. And then when we were coming back after I dropped her off, I had to stop and put gas in. And when I was at this stoplight, I was noticing this guy was just, the car was in park. He had his turn signal on, and the light had already cycled through twice, did not even move. So I was like, all right, I'm going to put gas in. And then when I was leaving, I was noticing that the person was still at the red light. Blinker still on in the middle of the road. Luckily, people were noticing it. Nobody hit him. And yeah, I still do not know exactly what happened. The last thing that I want to be is a narc. But then I was thinking, what if the guy is having a medical emergency, like, or whatever? Maybe he's having a diabetic seizure. But the car was in park. The car was in park. So I ended up calling the 911. The land police department showed up first, and then the Volusia County Sheriff's Office showed up. Now, I didn't even think about this. It was really, really smart of them. The sheriff's officer gets in front of the car, and he puts his back bumper right on the nose of the car of the guy that's passed out. Then the DeLand police officer, like, they sandwiched him in before they started knocking on the windows, because I've been looking at some of these other videos, is that like when you startle somebody like that, they freak out, they hit the gas or they throw it in drive and they try to haul ass. And they were finally able to get the door open. But after that, I was like, you know what? I might have some weed on me, and I don't want to be around here as a witness. So I got the hell out of there. But I is there a way that I can actually, like, call and check and find out what happened? Because I'm very, very curious. Did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing by calling 911, or did it make me a fucking narc? I'd like to hear from you. You can email me, tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with two D's, TUDDLE@gmail.com. Or you can leave me a voicemail, 407-270-3044. Once again, that is 407-270-3044. Yeah, but that could have happened. But I also did not want anybody, like, running into this person. Like, even if it was some guy that maybe had overdosed, I didn't want, like, some random person not paying attention running into the back of him. Yeah, I know. But you guys have, if you've listened to me for any amount of time, you know that I do not have, I have this do not get involved policy. I just don't like to get involved. And if you look at the video that I did, I could have gotten closer to the car. I could have videotaped some going in there, but I also, like, I don't know if a lot of you guys realize, in the state of Florida, everybody carries a gun. So could you imagine, like, that would have been a horrible way to go. A Spade, I do not block anybody. A Spade, seriously, I do not block people. I do not block people at all. So I don't know who blocked you, but I've never, I don't have anybody blocked. I don't have anybody muted. Okay, well, then that was some of the moderators in the group that were tired of you just, like, Gary Coxing me on the stuff. If you see any of the people that have a blue, like, little wrench beside their name, they're a moderator. So I had nothing to do with that. So that was one of the other things that I had going on. And, back to that picture, do any of you guys know anything about the NFTs? Now, somebody mentioned that some of the great pictures that I've been taking, that I should think about NFTs. Now, it's the little that I know about NFTs are online, like pictures or media formats, videos that people can purchase and own the rights to. You can't physically like hold the art in your hand, but somebody told me that I should maybe like start looking into that. I don't know. Look, maybe some of my pictures. Tampa Bay just picked Trask. No shit. Holy crap. That is badass. And you know what though? if I'm it, if I'm being honest, that is so cool to hear because Tom Brady, like Kyle Trask reminds me so much of a Tom Brady. Because I don't think Tom got a lot of playing time at Michigan. A lot of people did not give him respect, but could you imagine Kyle Trask? The guy had a hell of a season at the University of Florida, and that would be like the perfect mentor because Brady, what, maybe 1, 2 more years in Tampa, Trask learning behind him. That is damn, dude, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to look into that, and I'm gonna definitely talk about that on the podcast once I look into that because I think Kyle Trask could be like another Tom Brady. The guy worked his ass off. The guy like bided, whatever. He took his time. He took his time. He was patient, and he made the best of the opportunity that he got. So I'm happy to hear that. But yeah, I'm gonna do some research on the NFTs, and hell, what? And maybe I sell a picture for $100. I'll give up the rights to it. Now, if I give up the rights to it, do I have to take it off my social media? I kind of agree with you, Robert Buzzer Bob. I kind of do. I just don't understand why people pay like all this money. Like, I think somebody paid like $1 million for some dumbass like video or picture that you can't even hold. You cannot even like you can't even like physically touch it, which I just don't get. So, I am running out of steam. I am overheating. This Florida humidity, especially with no wind here, I am dying, and the bugs are eating me up like it's nothing. Guys, I miss every single one of you. I apologize. I really, really do apologize for kind of slacking. Yes, paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio if you want to donate any money. And if you don't want to donate, the best way you can help is by help spreading the word. I've built this podcast by word of mouth, thanks to you guys, because every time that I've done stuff online, I have had a terrestrial radio show to be able to promote it, and I don't have that now. So if you don't want to donate, paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio, and I'm soon to, hopefully, I'll be able to stop giving that. Ace Spade, you helped. I promise you, as soon as I get off of this live stream, I am. No, you didn't. You did not get blocked, Ace Spades. You did not get blocked. You got timed out for this show. You will be back. You will be back. I promise you. I will look at the stuff as soon as I get off this live stream. I promise you I will. Anyways, guys, check out the Tuddle Daily Podcast. It is available on iTunes. It's available on Spotify. It is available on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio app, mattmazers315live.com, and Tuddle.podomatic.com. Love every single one of you guys.